Well, folks, concrete is poured, and guess what? We walking on it already. Isn't that something? We poured this concrete less than 7 hours ago. All right, guys, check it out. We live. Look at these guys here talking business.
It's not.
All right, they talking business right now.
It's actually more
But they
block.
standing on the concrete.
It's actually more block.
We just got through pouring this slab for Radford Homes. My lovely and beautiful wife, Sabrina. Well, you know the deal. She's the brains and the beauty behind the operation. And she's on here live, Joey. She said, what y'all doing walking on the concrete, Joey?
Well, I wanted to be the first one to walk on here, man, after the guys who did it. So, decided not to move this smooth.
She said it's hard. Yep, it's hard. It's solid, babe. Tomorrow they putting the block on here, right, Joey?
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah.
Joey, talk to him about how can we walk on this concrete so soon? We just poured this morning.
Man, like the oldest buildings, you think about the pyramids, you think about a lot of stuff in Egypt, like a lot of the oldest buildings in the world, they've been using concrete for, thousands of years. So, Americans have their own formulations of concrete, and it's made to do exactly what we're doing. I mean, there's some concrete like in high rises and stuff. So this is supposed to be at 3,000 PSI or 3,000 pounds per square inch. At 28 days, they make concrete for certain buildings that can be 10,000 PSI in 48 hours, depending on what they're doing. So it's a really highly formulated product, for house slabs. It's normally it's a pretty vanilla product. But yeah, I mean, concrete's amazing. I love concrete. That's why most people want concrete block houses, because nothing's going to eat it. Nothing's really going to move it. And remember those things I explained to you earlier, Greg? Remember how these are called? Remember what these are called, Greg? These are called the dowels. So remember, these are the L, the L shape. Remember they have the L shaped in it?
Mm-hmm.
So think about now, this is stuck in concrete. So there is no way in the world, you're going to pull this out. So this, in the block, I'll show you another thing. The block is going to have another L shape coming straight down. It's going to tie into this. And then everywhere you see these in the walls is going to be pumped solid full of concrete. And then in the roof truss will have a strap into it. That's another L shape dipped into the concrete. And that'll be attached to the roof trusses. So the way houses are built today, everything ties together. And so because the roof is tied to the metal's in that concrete, that concrete has rebar in it that's attached to this, and this is into the ground. I mean, if you're gonna move this house, you're gonna have to pick up the entire thing and move it at one time.
So I got a question. Are they gonna have to pump that concrete in there?
Yeah, we pump the concrete. Yeah, so after the block is done, what you'll notice at every place, they'll break out the block right here. Yep, and that's when the block is done. We'll have that probably on Monday or Tuesday. We'll have it's called a lintel inspection. So they make sure all the rebar is in there, everything's tied together, and then we pump it full of concrete.
Joey, when are we gonna put block on this slab?
The block is gonna be on the slab tomorrow.
Tomorrow you're gonna set block on a slab that we poured today?
Yeah, because this house, I think we ordered 1,224 concrete blocks, 30 half blocks, and I gotta pick up some lintel.
See, that's why I admire about Joey. He remembered everything. I mean, 1,224 block is exactly right, because I paid for it, and he showed right. That's what we ordered.
Yeah.
He remembered that. Most people won't. Most contractors will not be that attention to detail, man.
Yeah. And then,
How did you know it was 224?
Well, because I put it all together. I did the calculation and stuff, so I just remembered it. But yeah. So concrete. This concrete is supposed to be at 3,000 PSI. They give us the ticket, so if there's ever any issue with it, we can obviously file a claim for that. But it's concrete. I mean, this house is going to be under that much load. I mean, the footers are way deeper than what they were supposed to be, so we're in good shape. But this concrete is supposed to be at 3,000 PSI in 28 days. In 24 hours, it's going to be at 16% of that. So I think 16% of 3,000 is 480 pounds per square inch. I think if you do 480 times 12, so basically pounds per square foot, it's like 5,700 and some change pounds per square foot. So each individual block is longer than a foot. A whole pallet of blocks, pallets normally like 4x4. The whole pallet of blocks is only about 3,500 at most 4,000 pounds. So there's no way we're going to exceed the load calculation of what this concrete is supposed to be in 24 hours.
All right.
Question. I remember one time when I was a couple years back when I was doing a big job like this. The guys had plastic and covered over.
Super excited.
Before they poured it, after? Yeah, what they're doing is they're trying to eliminate how
We walking on the concrete, folks.
But yeah, concrete.
Polk Street Community Center right there.
Ran it, the way to make it the strongest, just kind of missed it. You see them do that.
This is my lovely and beautiful wife, Sabrina. This is her project.
Show them that condo we ran the other day, Greg.
Oh, yeah, I will. Joey made this slab for me while they was right here on the job. He formed it up, cleaned it out. We had a little extra yard of concrete, and he said instead of wasting that, let's just make a little patio. Joey,
What's up, Greg?
this right here is for the island, right? Come talk to him, Joey. Look what Joey also did yesterday.
Yeah, so we did this yesterday before we pour concrete. We just ran this 3/4 conduit. Conduit just basically means pipe for electrical. We ran it in this grade because it means it's rated for electrical underground use. And we ran it underneath the.
Say that again, Joey. They missed that. It's what?
3/4 conduit. It's gray because it's rated for underground use for electrical. So we ran underneath the slab. This is where one wall is going to be. Some cabinets are going to be here, a fridge, and then so this is like kind of a ballpark idea for the middle of the island, where it's actually going to be the interior wall for the island framing. So that way, if we do want to run some electrical to it, we can always run it. We basically will be in the side of the wall over here, and we'll be able to run it all the way over there. So when the electrician comes out, sometimes they do that, but a lot of times they just do it to make their job easier. And I trust my measurements more than anybody else's, so I don't just do it on my own.
Outstanding. You see that, folks? He put this conduit in here, and it's running from here underground all the way to over there. And that way they could just feed the wire through there.
Remember the other thing we did the other day, Greg? We ran that ground wire in the rebar.
Yes.
Remember all the rebar?
The ground wire and the rebar.
So here goes that ground wire that we ran, and it's sticking out. So when the electrician comes out and does his thing, he'll use that as part of his grounding. Since there's metal in the slab, just to make sure it gets fully grounded and fully out of here. That's another reason they put that ground wire on the concrete, so that some of the rebar has a grounding place to kind of exit the building.
So Joey, real quick, in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
What are the stages to building the house? First, we had to get the lot.
Buy a lot. Well, before you buy the lot, you want to determine the lot size. The lot size and the zoning and the setbacks are going to determine your maximum building size and the maximum number of units that you can put. So a lot of people think, hey, I'm gonna build like this. We could build 6 apartments here. We could build it 3 stories up. Well, the zoning may not allow you to do that, and the setbacks and all the variances, all the specifications for the site may not allow you to do that. So step 1, get a survey and figure out the zoning and everything. Talk to the guy, at your planning department or a reputable professional. They'll figure out the size of the lot, the setbacks, the max building size, the max units, and all that stuff for building. And the next step is you get your floor plans designed, you get your house, your blueprints, all that stuff designed, make sure the house fits, triple check that before you pay for it. Then we come out, stake it out, kind of get a general idea of where the house is going to be. We get that area scraped. Normally do where the house is going to be plus 5 or 7 to 10 feet. You get all the vegetation, all the organic material out of the, underneath the slab. You add dirt, get it all pretty roughly graded out. You compact it again, and you compact it again to make sure you don't have any settling issues in the future. Make sure you use real quality dirt with no organic material. And then the surveyor will come out or use another reputable professional to stake the corners of the house, because the concrete guys, when they come out, they're going to use those markings to determine exactly where the house is going to be on the lot. Then the concrete guys come out, the final grading is kind of done, the plumber comes out, does his part, we get an inspection. The plumber comes out, does his part, does an inspection, and then the dirt is covered back up. Termite guy comes out and sprays. They lay plastic on it. They put in all the rebar, and then we get everything ready for concrete. Get an inspection. Once that's done, we pour concrete, and that's where we're at today. We just pour concrete. So those are all the initial steps. So a little bit of stuff in there, a lot of small parts you got to worry about, but as long as you're working with someone right, it should be pretty easy. They should make it easy for you.
All right, thank you. Salute.
No problem.
All right, we out of here, folks. Block will be put on the slab tomorrow, delivered by Home Depot. All right, and that's my wife bungalow, 1920. We already flipped it out. Thank you, Joey.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. We out, folks. Luke 137.